News just coming in, a big Chinese Hawala racket has been busted by the Income Tax Department. Multiple raids have been carried out in different parts of the country. A Chinese national has also been taken into custody, and this Chinese national had a fake Indian passport, and this is a multi-crore Hawala racket that's been busted. Raids were carried out in the national capital in Delhi. Raids were carried out in Ghaziabad. Raids were carried out in several other parts of the country. Not only that, this Chinese national who's been arrested had a fake Indian passport and a Manipur address in that passport. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu joining us with the latest of the story. So Kamal, give us details. How was this Chinese national involved in this multi-state, multi-crore Hawala racket?
Gaurav, this individual has been identified as Luo Sang. That's his real name. He was living under a pseudonym. Interestingly, the new details are coming out that he was arrested way back in 2018 by Delhi police. He was let off by the courts and he restarted this Hawala racket. Now, this is going into multi-crore, 300 crores being found, but according to the CBDT release, this could go into thousands of crores. And this is obviously they are taking funds in the name of shell companies. At least 1,000 crore racket has now been busted. And remember, this individual is detained. He is Chinese and he has a he's registered as a Manipuri and has a passport. So very clearly, at this point of time, all eyes on this particular national and how this money was routed not just in United States and Hong Kong, but the Hawala racket increasingly using this particular route to benefit the Chinese companies. 21 searches and raids were carried out across Delhi NCR region, which includes Delhi, Gurgaon.
Okay.
So,
Kamal, we'll try and reestablish that audio link with you. Keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. This is the big story that India Today's Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu is breaking here on India First. A Chinese national, Luo Sang, has now been taken into custody. We'll have much more for you on this story. For the moment, I want to shift focus to the other big story we're tracking here. A frustrated Pakistan army is now training and attempting to launch Afghan Taliban terrorists. They are being masked in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to be launched into India. Intelligence inputs indicate there's heightened terror activities at the launch pads across the line of control. India Today has also accessed a video that shows the Harkatul Mujahideen terrorist group members. They're openly calling for this so-called jihad. They're misusing religion to launch terror attacks into India.
The Indian armed forces have the upper hand. Terrorists are on the run. The top leadership of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed have been wiped out. Least to say, Pakistan is rattled. But there's no stopping Pakistan's terror plotters. On your screen is wanted Harkatul Mujahideen terrorist Abu Usman holding a rally in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. At a time when Pakistan is facing heat from various agencies like the FATF for harboring terror groups, this fresh video clearly shows the state patronage to terror. Abu Usman is heard openly calling for attacks on Indian soil.
के पाकिस्तान ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर में हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन के आतंकी जिहाद का प्लान बना रहे हैं, खुलेआम वो रैली कर रहे हैं, मनसेरा कैंप में इकट्ठा हो गए हैं एचएम के आतंकी.
That's not all. Intel reports have revealed that the Pakistan army is now giving arms training to Taliban and Afghan terrorists. The plan is to push these terrorists into the valley to make up for the rank and file which has been eliminated by the forces.
उनको साफ तौर पर नजर आता है कि अमेरिकन ट्रूप्स जो है नवंबर के इलेक्शन से पहले बड़े तौर पर हटा लिए जाएंगे, नेटो ट्रूप्स भी हटा लिए जाएंगे और ये जो तंगी है उनको उनका दिशा मोड़ किया जाए हिंदुस्तान की तरह, नहीं तो पाकिस्तान को तंग करेंगे।
Intelligence reports also reveal that there is a big spike in terrorist movement at various launch pads on the LOC, which means Indian forces have to be on the vigil ever so more. With Jitendra Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.
There have been 6 murderous attacks on BJP leaders in the Kashmir Valley in the past 1 month. This specific targeting by terrorists of panchayat leaders has triggered panic. BJP's grassroots workers in the valley are now demanding dedicated safe zones and proper security arrangements. But and that's the question we're asking, is this a systematic attempt to undermine grassroots politics in Jammu and Kashmir?
Date July 8. Location Bandipora. The BJP's face of the district, Wasim Bari. His father and brother gunned down. August 4th. Village Sarpanch Arif Ahmad Shah, another BJP leader, shot in his neck in Kulgam's Devsar area. He is fighting for his life at a Srinagar hospital. August 6th. BJP Sarpanch Sajjad Ahmad Khande killed near his home at Vesu village in Kulgam. August 9th, Abdul Ahmad Najar shot at in Badgam. This OBC Morcha district president of the BJP died a day later. Fear and chaos breaking up the Saffron party in the Kashmir Valley. Terror attacks have ignited exodus. Close to dozens BJP functionaries have quit.
The series of attacks on BJP leaders, particularly those working on the grassroots level, have sent out a sense of fear among the party members locally in Jammu and Kashmir. While a lot of people are basically saying that the government has lacked when it comes to providing security, many of them are saying that there is more than what meets the eye here.
Fearing for their lives, many others might also be on their way out. Some have become increasingly vocal in their criticism of the BJP's central leadership.
आप देखेंगे सेंटर में किनकी गवर्नमेंट है और स्टेट में किनकी गवर्नमेंट है. हमें ये कहा गया था कि आप कश्मीर में जाइए, काम कीजिए. वहाँ के जो हमारे देशभक्त लोग हैं उन्होंने भी भारत माता का झंडा हाथ में लेके वो निकले अपने जान की परवाह किए बगैर. लेकिन जो हमें वादा किया गया था कि आपको पूरी सिक्योरिटी मिलेगी, फुल प्रूफ सिक्योरिटी मिलेगी, तो आप मुझे बताइए कि कहाँ सिक्योरिटी है.
Remember, the central government gave a strong push to the grassroots panchayati system in the valley after Article 370 was revoked in August 2019. But a year later, safety has become a grave concern. The chorus of disaffection with the central leadership is growing.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कार्यकर्ता जो है वो डेडिकेटेड है अपने देश के लिए, अपने आवाम के लिए. हम इंशाल्लाह रहमान काम करते रहेंगे. इसलिए मैं मानता हूँ कि गवर्नमेंट की कहीं खामियां रह गई है जिसकी वजह से इनको सिक्योरिटी फराहम नहीं की गई है. मैं गवर्नमेंट से आपकी वजह से कहना चाहूँगा कि मेहरबानी करके जिनको थ्रेट है उनको सिक्योरिटी फराहम की जाए.
In Kashmir, there is a sense within the party that the attacks are targeted strategically to sabotage panchayat politics.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कारकुन अपने लोगों के साथ किए हुए वादे को पूरा करने के लिए उनके बीच में रहकर काम कर रहे हैं. लेकिन ये उन लोगों को पसंद नहीं जो कि कश्मीर के अंदर पॉलिटिकल प्रोसेस को दोबारा रिवाइव करने नहीं देना चाहते.
A shaken BJP in the valley has sought secured family housing for party functionaries. A challenge for the central leadership to keep every grassroots worker safe from increasing terror threats. With Shujaul Haq and Ashraf Wani from Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Will Pakistan's evil agenda be defeated completely if democracy is strengthened at grassroots level in the Kashmir Valley? This isn't about political dynasties, but this is about the common Kashmiri, the common resident of Jammu and Kashmir taking decisions for the betterment of the people in the valley. Is this why panchayat leaders are being systematically targeted, and especially panchayat leaders of a particular political party? What explains this selective silence on the killing of panchayat leaders? Joining me on the show, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh. He's former Kashmir Corps commander, someone who served extensively in Jammu and Kashmir, and Ifra Jan. Ifra Jan is a very young Kashmiri rights activist. General Singh, if I may begin with you, do you see a Pakistan hand or a Pakistani plot in the killing of panchayat leaders in Kashmir? If so, why?
Definitely. I think it's a clear indication of desperation and of the Pakistan army, ISI, and the terrorist group, which is showing on the ground. Because if you analyze these killings which have happened recently, they are targeted, they are pre-planned, they are specific, and they categorically targeted the young leadership which is coming up as a alternative leadership which is we are seeing coming from the ground, from the very ground level. This is the alternative leadership which is going to take the valley, take the Jammu and Kashmir area into peace and development. In fact, they are motivated and they can clearly see that this is a great opportunity to bring in the peace and the development which is required. They have, the Awam has suffered for last 30 years.
Fair
and
enough.
These youth have understood one thing, that they have to take the new direction which the strategic opportunity has provided to them. But behind this, all these killings, I think
is
a
that
clear
why
hand
they are
of-
being targeted? Okay, let me bring in Ifra Jan. Ifra Jan, is there a fear that grassroots politics, panchayat leaders, they may become very strong, and if they do, then entrenched interests of decades will lose power? Is that the reason why panchayat leaders are being targeted, and we see rather disappointing selective silence on these killings?
You see, unfortunately, Mr. Sawant, this is nothing new, because 8,000 political workers working on ground as sarpanches, political workers, poll booth workers of PDP and NC have been killed in past 20 years. So the one thing we can say is that just the abrogation of 370 has not changed anything, and political leaders on ground continue to be killed. The question is, these 8,000 workers of PDP and NC who sacrificed their lives for democracy in Jammu and Kashmir, today all of us come and tell them that you are anti-national, you guys are traitors. So we humiliate their leaders, we put them in detention without a charge. So let's ask ourselves this question again: who really killed democracy in Jammu and Kashmir? And as far as, you know, now we can at least conclude and come to a fact that abrogation of 370 has not changed anything on ground. And forget everything, BJP is not ready to give security
I'm
to
not
its
sure
own
how
party
you've
members.
come to that conclusion. That's a very pertinent point
BJP,
to raise, and let me take that question to General Gurmeet Singh. General, would you buy that argument that abrogation of Article 370 didn't bring peace in the valley, and the fact that if the BJP cannot even protect its own panchayat leaders, it's in power at the center? Amit Shah is the Union Home Minister, somebody who says Aksaichen ke liye jaan de denge, and we are unable to save lives in Kashmir.
Gaurav, I think it's immaterial whether, I would say that to have a perspective like this, that NC or PDP or naming the political party, after all, if anyone from the Awam is killed in this scenario, I think the losses are losses of the Awam, losses of the nation. The perspectives after 5th August 2019, after abrogation of Article 370, have totally changed. There's an environment of new direction which is required. It's a strategic shift into the new arena, and still carrying a old mindset, old mold of thinking will not do good. In fact, I would say, to be very honest, the killing of these young leaders at the moment is shocking and sad. I think we need to carry out a security review, and we got to provide them foolproof and round-the-clock security. I think that's one area where we have to concentrate. But one thing is definite, that alternative leadership, which
not
is coming
just that,
up,
General, if I may, with due respect, not only provide them security, but hunt down their killers and destroy that ecosystem that gives protection to the killers, because that's very important. We cannot have that siege mentality. We cannot barricade ourselves. We need to go out on the hunt and kill these elements who are killing these panchayat leaders. But Ifra Jan, there is this argument that panchayat leaders, money from the center is now coming straight to panchayat leaders. They are deciding how that money will be spent for the betterment of the people in Kashmir. They decide kahan sadak banegi, kahan kuan khudega, where development activity has to take place, what schools have to come up, and the entrenched interests of decades are feeling weak, and that is why we see this selective silence.
I don't know if you're actually arguing for a complete erosion of federal system in India. If you're saying that, CPI in Kerala, Yogi Adityanath's government in Uttar Pradesh, let's do away with all state governments.
How do you come to that conclusion when I'm talking about strengthening panchayat? I'm sorry, you cannot be allowed to make such, no. I'm talking about strengthening panchayati Raj. How does panchayati Raj weaken federal structure?
Yeah, it doesn't really weaken federal structure, but when you're saying, look, we are sending money straight to panchayat, sure, but there is a huge administrative failure in the state, if you look at it, because we have an administrative vacuum in the state, because one huge pillar of administration is missing. So panchayat is doing what it can do, but it cannot replace the state government. And I would want to tell you that for this year, panchayat leaders have actually, most of them have actually been in safe locations. Some of them like Rajbagh, and most of them have not been able to do their work because of the security situation which BJP has not been able to improve.
And that is where the state, absolutely, that is where the state needs to come in. You're absolutely right, Ifra Jan. That's where the state needs to step in and give a wider secure environment for the people of Jammu and Kashmir to be able to get development and not be in that siege mentality. I now want to shift focus to how Pakistan is systematically being weakened, and thankfully so. Pakistan keeps trying to rake up the Kashmir issue on global platform, but it's getting snubbed at every level. And this time, out of sheer desperation and frustration, Islamabad actually hit out at Saudi Arabia. Imagine a servant hitting out at the master, but that's exactly what Pakistan did. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi hit out at Saudi Arabia. Many in Pakistan are now saying that Shah Mahmood Qureshi may just lose his job, and Pakistan's army chief may just have to go to Saudi Arabia and apologize.
Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has landed himself and Pakistan in deep trouble over his ill-thought-out bluster against Saudi Arabia on Kashmir. An angry Saudi Arabia has forced a cash-starved Pakistan to return one of $3 billion loaned to Pakistan in October 2018. Saudi Arabia has also stopped supply of oil to Pakistan on soft credit. Saudi Arabia's anger erupted after Shah Mahmood Qureshi lashed out against Saudi Arabia for not supporting Pakistan on Kashmir. Pakistan has repeatedly tried to raise the Kashmir issue at the Organization of Islamic Conference. Saudi Arabia, a close ally of India, has been less than enthusiastic. In sheer frustration, Qureshi threatened to ignore Saudi Arabia and raise the Kashmir issue with other Islamic countries. This, even as Pakistan is currently surviving to a large extent on Saudi Arabia's dole.
several prominent commentators in Pakistan hit out at Shah Mahmood Qureshi for biting the hand that feeds them. Pakistan's Kashmir obsession has cost it friends even in the Islamic world. Maldives countered Pakistan's false propaganda on Islamophobia. In fact, Pakistan's political leadership have hit out at Qureshi's bluster. Saudi Arabia was also unhappy with Imran Khan for trying to support Malaysia and Turkey to create an alternate path center in the Islamic world. Pakistan has been bailed out by China, which loaned Islamabad $1 billion to repay the Saudi Arabian loan. Pakistan has repeatedly been snubbed by Saudi Arabia, UAE and the OIC for Pakistan's insane obsession with Kashmir. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.